And we are live. Chris Nelson joining you from YouTube. And I am going to work on sharing this. Let's see. Oh, of course. Why would that work? Give me just a second. We're going to get this thing started. Get this party started in here. There we go. Give me just a second. We're going to get this thing started. There we go. We are live there. Let's see if I can go back here, go on Facebook, and make sure we are live there as well. Give me just a second here, and we will get things started. Tornado watch update, 8 p.m. All right. So we have that all figured out. Again, the big thing that we're going to be watching for from now until probably 8 o'clock will be the chances for severe weather. Now, the severe weather primarily will be large hail and damaging winds, but there is going to be a chance a few of these thunderstorms could be turning tornadic. There's definitely, I think, that in the cards right now. So I have up the map. This map is absolutely amazing. We'll actually show this in Minnesota, and you can see for Fergus Falls, Morris, they are in a winter storm warning mode. And then from the southeastern corner of the Twin Cities through Rochester, Albert Lee, Austin, and into most of Iowa, there's a tornado watch. Tornado watch has been issued from the National Weather Service. Let's show you that update. And again, you can see all the folks that are in this, including Winnebago, Winneshiek, Humboldt, Dallas, Butler, Cerro Gordo, Blackhawk. See, look at some other ones that you may know. Story, Palo Alto, Alameda. There's so many spots, and of course, it does include right now a chunk of Minnesota as well. So that's 11 o'clock update. This is what the few storms, this is what that looks like. And you can see where that slight risk of severe weather is. That's where the tornado watch is currently. Tornado watch, since that has been issued from the National Weather Service. Here's kind of what it shows. There is a moderate threat for tornadoes, low threat of EF2 plus tornadoes, severe weather threat for wind and hail are both moderate. Anything major from the hail and the wind, not expected. Synoptically, scattered thunderstorms are expected. A few supercells are possible. There could even be a couple of supercells that produce a few tornadoes. The broken squall line evolves and advances eastward. Mainly will be damaging wind as we head into this evening. So my whole thing will likely be, what are we going to be doing here? Well, probably I'll head south and try to intersect some of those storms. But I do want to show you, sorry, just got home. I was at a shoot. So I'm trying to eat, drink a little bit of milk, and get things back to where I need them to be. Here's the breakdown. Okay, lots of snow. Look at all that jazz. This is the area we got to watch at about 5 o'clock. Thunderstorms erupt over parts of Mower County, Mitchell County, Howard County. That's why I'm heading south here in the next 10 minutes to try to get ahead of that. And then you can kind of see that elongated line stretching from Kansas City through Lamoni, through Des Moines, Cedar Rapids, Cresco, Decorah, and as far northwest as Rochester and Winona, and perhaps even places like Preston and Houston. Okay, these storms continue to track east, and they will be in and out of the area rather quickly. But again, before any of that happens, there's going to be a threat for those turning to hail. Could even see a couple of tornadoes. So far, so good. We have yet to see anything in terms of that. I'm going to just pop on our radar real quick, see if there are any warnings taking place right now. And storms are starting to begin to erupt. And this model doesn't have a great grasp of it until you know, you're getting into Decorah by 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and there's some pretty nasty storms that begin to brush into Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, Davenport, Quad Cities, and what have you. So here are the storms, probably producing a little bit of hail. And then there's the model that will show some of these. That's what it looks like currently. Let's go back. So we'll look at the HRRR model. That's the high resolution computer model that is kind of going hour by hour, tracking some of these. Try to zoom in here. And curious when we look at the convective stuff. I mean, this is some pretty good cape back here, but the bulk shear, let's see here. Yeah, it's not overly great for some of this stuff. Again, as the day progresses, I mean, this is supercell composite. Best chances to see with the brighter colors. That's, again, happening soon. That's happening at 5. That's happening at 6. And then as the sun sets, we really lose steam. But you can see what we look at are the different wind vectors here at different levels. So you're getting more of what we look for. This is more of Virene wind. So as you go up, it starts to turn. And that's a great indication of shear, what you want. And you know, when you talk about shear, there can be directional shear and there can be speed shear. And if you picture a pen going like this, so you're getting, the faster you go with your left hand compared to your right hand, you get spin. And then the direction, say the pen is the direction and my hand is direction, and you start to spin, you get what's called, again, shear or directional shears or speed shear. And that's a great component, especially in spring when you don't have really, really high dew points to produce isolated tornadoes. Some of these tops here, let's see. Toby, get down. Toby, down. Some of these tops aren't real impressive, but they get to be at about 7, 8 o'clock tonight. You know, this is nothing when you're talking about 35, maybe 40,000 feet. So is hail going to be a big deal? Nah, I doubt it at this point. I'd be surprised if hail was a big deal. And folks, appreciate obviously any updates that you have. If you can let me know what your temperature's like, what it feels like outside. You know, when I went from Mason City to here, my car was 73, dropped to about 68. I got just north of Northwood, and it got down to about 65, and it stayed 65 until I got east of Austin, and then it got into the lower 60s. Temperatures currently right now, let's take a look at that. And I really like these types of maps for a day like today. And these are observation maps. So if we zoom in, I mean, this is just crazy. It's 42 right now in Minneapolis, and it's 65 right now in Mason City, and it's almost 75 in Des Moines right now. Right now in Duluth, it's near freezing. It's 34. So you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out where that warm front is. You know, you keep going south. I mean, look at some of these. I mean, this is relatively close. Mankato right now is at 45, and Rochester Airport's at 60. Austin is at 63. So if you're going in between Mankato and Albert Lea, which isn't far, you got about a 20-degree difference. That cold front will pick up all that warm, moist air and cruise east. So you got Ames at 70. You got the Des Moines National Airport at 74, and you got Southwestern Iowa at 75. So this is pretty significant when you're talking about the fact that temperatures are certainly going to drop. But this is a fun type of front. Now, let me go back. This will probably give you an even better view. So let's go here. And these are hourly, okay? This is hourly. And these little vectors, the direction that the flag is pointing is the direction that the wind is coming out of. So you have a northeasterly wind right here, eventually turning more northwesterly, where the front is and northwest of the front. Now, if you are southeast of the front, you have a strong south and southwesterly wind. And you can see with these green contours, dew points are in the 50s. In fact, the highest dew point on this map right now is close for Mason City and Rochester, are both in the low to mid 50s. So enough to produce some stronger storms. But again, you need dew points really to be in the 60s for widespread chances of severe weather. So if we had this type of shear with temperatures 10 degrees warmer, along with the dew points 10 degrees warmer, we would be talking about more of a chance for widespread severe weather and more of an event that we have seen before in years past. But you probably need a little bit more for that stuff to kind of happen at this point. So that's a great map to show everyone of what types of dynamics are we looking for. So there's a lot of things there's a few things you look for. You want a strong jet. You want difference of temperatures. You do want higher dew points. You want the process of latent heat to take place. You want, obviously, turbulence is important. So you put all these into effect, and you have all four. Obviously, if you have all four ingredients in a cake, you're going to have a great cake. But if you only have one or two or three, the cake's not going to taste the same, and it's not going to bring the type of normal cake that you'd have. Or again, the analogy there, analogous to severe weather, you're not going to have quite as an outbreak that you would have with severe weather if you had all four elements in play. So I'm not trying to take anything away from severe weather. I certainly want to make sure everyone is safe, taking this very seriously. But as I always try to explain, it could always be worse. Here's a nice little graphic from the National Weather Service. They are indicating between 4 o'clock and 10 o'clock the best chances of severe weather. Things beginning to pop up already, but 4 o'clock, and it's doing a pretty good job, as you saw on the radar, and then everything slides south in the next 2 hours. So you may already be, and this run at 4 o'clock is probably a little bit too soon, considering where we have gone with that front. Now, we've already had indications that temperatures have fallen in the western parts of North Iowa and extreme, we'll say west central portions of Minnesota. That's the front tracking east. You saw temperatures already in Mankato and the Twin Cities in the low and mid 40s. But from Rochester to Mason City to Decorah to Cedar Rapids to Des Moines, Lamoni, you're in between 60 and 75. So there's a big difference with temperatures currently taking place. All right, my next steps here. It's 4 o'clock. Thanks for joining me. I will have another update probably depending upon what I plan on doing. If we plan on chasing, and if we have anything that really is worth chasing. I've been burnt in the past before leaving my home when the home is basically in the middle of the slight risk. You may not want to go too far. So we'll play it by ear. I'll have updates coming up in just a bit. Otherwise, take care. God bless.